Management Solutions has released its Nordics Economic and Financial Outlook report for the first quarter of the year. During the first quarter of the year, the economies of the Nordic countries registered positive year-over-year growth except Denmark. Only Finland accelerated its year-over-year growth, while Sweden held it steady. Sweden was the economy that presented the highest growth rate with a 3.29%. Inflation rates were between 0.60% and 2% in the first quarter, accelerating compared to the previous quarter in Norway and Finland, while the unemployment rate increased in all countries except Denmark compared to the fourth quarter of the previous year. Denmark's GDP decelerated to a negative rate of -0.61% in the first quarter of the year. This behavior was due to the lower growth of both internal and external demand. The inflation rate was reduced to 0.60%, while unemployment dropped to 4.97%. Norway experienced a deceleration in its GDP growth to 1.85%. This behavior was the consequence of the reduction in the growth of domestic demand, with decelerations of both public and private consumption. Inflation stood at 2% after an increase of 0.70 percentage points, being the highest rate of the period among all Nordic countries. Unemployment also increased up to 4%, remaining the lowest of the four countries. Sweden maintained its year-over-year GDP growth rate steady at 3.29%, although it experienced decelerations in residential investment and private spending. Inflation reached 1.70% in the first quarter of the year, and the unemployment rate increased to 6.60% during this period. During the first quarter of the year, Finland registered an acceleration in its year-over-year growth rate of GDP compared to the previous quarter, reaching 2.92%. This was due to the growth of domestic demand, driven by all its components. For its part, the inflation rate increased to 0.73%, while the unemployment rate increased to 8.73%, the highest of the four economies.